I'm going to tell you every way to your life when you find yourself at rock bottom, because that's where I found myself a year ago. I'm talking about a mental, financial, and health catastrophe so bad I could barely function. I couldn't leave the house, I hardly ate, and I didn't want to get out of bed. I lost 20 pounds in 12 months, lost touch with friends, and went from being the most laid-back person to dealing with panic attacks on the daily. My only goal? To feel normal again. This is how I did it. Step 1. Clean up your act. When your life starts to spiral, so does your surroundings. Dirty clothes pile up on the floor, moldy dishes in the sink, and your bed sheets need to be changed. ASAP. It's like the physical mess around you matches what you're feeling on the inside. You feel terrible, so you don't take care of yourself or your surroundings. Your environment simply doesn't allow you to change. It was like an endless loop that digs you further and further down a hole. And when you look into that dusty mirror, you see someone you don't even recognize. So, what drastic changes are you going to make? Honestly, not a lot. Firstly, you're going to take it slowly and you're going to clean your room, then your desk. From there, you're going to do your laundry, change your sheets, and then take a bath while listening to your favorite music. Now you won't do it all at once, but after you've put on some clean clothes, you'll look around at the rest of the mess and it will suddenly stop looking so daunting. And guess what? After months of rock bottom, you will finally start to see change. Step 2. Lessen the phone usage. On average, is your screen time around 10 hours a day? Mindlessly scrolling through social media or visiting the same websites while binge-watching TV shows? You can't bring yourself to be in the real world, so you scroll and watch. You might try and work but find some excuse to get back to your phone and then lose another hour down the rabbit hole. I can bet your phone is the first thing you look at when you wake up, and your eyes can't even focus properly before you've pulled up TikTok and scroll. I also bet it is the last thing you touch before falling asleep. You're not alone, so don't feel bad. This was also me. But how did I fix it? Well, firstly, I realized that I didn't have time to really think during the day. I mean, just sit and think. I realized it was because I always had my phone on me. And if my mind wandered, out came my phone. But guess what I did to fix this? I got 2 phones. To break this habit, you need to buy a drug phone and a dumb phone. The drug phone will have all your apps on it. The dumb phone will only have access to messages and simple but essential apps. The drug phone can only be used for reward, and the dumb phone will be with you always. But since it has nothing on it, you won't really use it. Instead, you'll set a bunch of goals for yourself with time frames, and when you achieve them, you can reward yourself with the drug phone. You will subconsciously stop needing to grab for your phone, because it won't be there to satisfy your desire to scroll. No more bargaining with your brain to give you that dopamine hit. Instead, you will get it from accomplishing your work. Your screen addiction will be gone, and your screen time will drop to 1 to 2 hours a day. Step 3. Trying out healthy habits. If you find that you have isolated yourself for a long period of time, you might start to get anxiety or panic attacks when you decide to go out in public again. Heck, you might have even experienced it after the COVID lockdown rules were lifted. You might feel the need to get home and be alone and rest because being social can burn through your energy. Personally, I felt like I couldn't control my thoughts, and I just spiraled further into anxiousness. If these feelings are new or you just start to experience them, it can make for an uncomfortable situation. To get control of the situation, you should try these things. Write 10 things you are feeling grateful for in a gratitude journal. Go to counseling once a week. Go to the gym consistently for 6 months. Start meditating every day for 10 minutes. Never did I think that I'd be the type of person to go to counseling, but it's been a vital part of my recovery as a person. You can experiment with more, but I suggest you just cut out the things that haven't worked for you in the past and work ruthlessly on the things that will have massive impact on your life. Step 4. Figure out what you want. So, you're starting to get your life back together, but you still don't have any direction. Personally, my goals were to just feel normal again. This may or may not be your goal, but I can guarantee you want to figure out what you want out of life. But how do you go about doing that? I scoured every book, YouTube video, article, and website, and I found these 3 lessons. 1. Work out what areas in your life you really care about. They could be having fun, a successful career, good finances, being healthy, or successful relationships. 2. How to set your goals. Set 2 goals for each area of your life. A ceiling goal and a floor goal. The ceiling goal is your most ambitious goal that you would be thrilled to hit. Your floor goal will be the bare minimum that you are looking to achieve. This will give you a buffer between the two and will help manage your expectations while working towards your goals. 3. If you constantly shoot for the moon and miss, you will always be disappointed. Instead, focus on the input and not the output of your goal. What do I mean by this? Well, if you want to deepen relationships, commit to spending time with family and friends 3 days a week. Want to have fun? Think about what brings you joy and do that 3 times a week. Want to lift? Go to the gym 5 times a week. You just don't know when results will arrive, so focus on the inputs. Step 5. Building your schedule. You know what makes a good life? Joy. A good year is made up from joyful months. A good month is made up from joyful weeks. A good week is made from joyful days. You get my drift? I now had everything in place to start to put everything into place. Your life is made up of a series of ordinary Thursdays. Figure out what your ideal normal Thursday looks like, because if you can have amazing Thursdays, you'll probably have an amazing life. Of course, life has its glorious ups and downs. One day you're racing around the world, trying to take in all its wonder. The next, your little sister calls you as you're literally about to eat a bowl of pasta and tells you she has breast cancer. She's only 42. But then 4 months of Thursdays passes, and she calls you up and is telling you she's in the clear and doesn't need chemo. But maybe that's just my regular Thursday. So this is currently the day I try to live every single day. Fun, relationships, family, career, health, finances. Outside of special events, your calendar should show what you prioritize in your life. Step 6. Do what you say you'll do. You know exactly what you must do, when you have to do it, and why you are doing it. You see, everything before this was just about preparing and getting in the right headspace to finally tackle the goals you have set for yourself. Whenever you promised to do something and didn't follow through, it stopped any momentum you had and made you lose trust in yourself. You'd stick to your schedule for a couple of weeks, then mess it up. The cycle kept repeating. But here's the thing, you will become confident in your abilities by doing the same things over and over again. You are building evidence of the type of person you want to become, and that evidence will come through setting goals and achieving them. Something I learned through counseling was that, despite having all these grand ambitions, you could still be a friend to yourself. Think about it. You wouldn't treat anyone else as harshly as you treated yourself. You thought self-criticism made you better, but it didn't. When you criticized yourself, you quit things quicker, felt the lows worse, and it was just a negative to your overall life. But when you treat yourself better, you give yourself more opportunities, spend longer on projects, and feel better throughout the entire process. So do what you say you're going to do, but be nice to yourself along the way. Step 7. Consistency is key. Let's talk about consistency. I know what you're thinking. I've heard it all before. That's because consistency is the foundation of all success. I can guarantee I will fail if I quit, but by being consistent, I will have every chance in the world of success. Like you, I knew this advice early, but I wish I could have followed it better. But instead, I thought intensity could outperform consistency, but I was wrong every single time. It's not about grand gestures or sudden transformations, but the steady, daily commitment to your goals. Each small action, repeated day after day, builds momentum and drives you closer to your dreams. It's so easy to get discouraged when progress seems slow, but remember that every step forward, no matter how small, is a step towards your goals. Step 8. Reflecting on the progress. If you find yourself here, you've probably gone through the worst part of your life and you wouldn't wish it on your worst enemy. But you've grown from it, and now it's become an integral part of life. The journey towards overcoming challenges can be hard and relentless, but it can also be fulfilling in its own right. Striving for greater heights brings a sense of purpose and satisfaction. Embracing the struggle can fill one's heart with meaning and resilience. I don't recommend looking backward to move forward. After all, it's best to sit in the driver's seat of your life with full view of the road ahead. But every now and again, don't forget to look in the review mirror to see how far you've come. Remember, you've got this.